from this little dinky spring here to the big zinger zanger. Bing, swada bang. The new rinky dinky.
Hey, always been a black sheep, struggling to work the ATM. I just bet 20K on black at the...
What is up, viewers of the Hob Life? Today we are entering the Land of Thrash Speed Shop. I got my 2019 CRF110L over there. Got my 2019 Honda CRF110F right here. And today we are going to be switching to the BBR heavy duty springs. The fork springs, making this thing a little stiffer. So I wanted to show you guys how easy it is to switch from this little dinky spring here to the big zinger zanger. It's pretty much a 5-minute switch and you don't need that many tools. First thing you're going to want to do is grab a 17mm open-ended, whatever you call these things, wrench, and you want to break this this jinger janger loose here because it's real tight. Alright, so you're going to want to break it loose, but you're not going to want to take it off, you're just going to want to break it loose. Okay, set that wrench aside. Next thing you want to do is grab a 12mm open-ended socket and break these fork clamps free. Not take them all the way out, but break them free. Remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. And then the top one here, there's 2 of them. Next you're going to need a 19mm socket and a 14mm, whatever you want. I'm going T-handle. And you're going to want to break your tire loose. You're going to want to take your front tire off pretty much. So you want to break it loose. Then you want to take this thing out, whatever it is. It's a little tight. Really tight. Pull that out. Well, it feels tighter than it used to. Pull this out, drop your wheel, make sure you save this thing. I like to take the wheel fully off here, just so it's out of my way. Take the disc brake off. Then for the left side of your forks, you're going to have to get rid of this thing too. To get rid of my brake line, I'm going to use a 10mm T-handle and just break that loose. If I can film and do it at the same time. Yep, just gonna want to break the brake line loose with this little 10mm. Flip it around. And get that jibber jabber so it's just hanging there. Then your fork should just pop off because you have your fork clamps loosened up. Just slide it down, pop it off, and now you have this to work with in your hand, and you should have this already pre-loosened up from when it was already on there, because if you don't have it loosened, it's going to be hard to take off like when you have it, unless you have a vise. Then you're going to want to take your fork right here, you're going to take your 17mm, and you want to just take this thing all the way off the top cap. Fully take it off. Shabing, swada bang. Okay. Make sure you do it standing up so the fork oil doesn't come out. You're going to grab this. Then you're going to reach in here with your finger. You're going to pull out this little spacer. Shake it around to get any fork oil off of it. Okay, there's that. Then you're going to want to compress the fork. Make sure you don't compress it too far because you're going to want to watch for the oil that's in there. Okay. Then you're going to want to take one of these fork pullers. Going to want to reach it in. Watch out, there is a washer. Should be a washer. Yep, there's a washer on the top. You can see it. You don't want to lose that washer. So I'm not going to replace the fork oil to make it faster. So you just want to keep pulling that spring out and make sure you're getting the oil off it as you're going up. Make sure it's dripping off. Here's that washer. You're not going to want to lose that. You're going to want to save that washer, put it in your spot there. You're going to reuse that washer. So keep pulling your spring out. Make sure you're getting as much oil off it as you can. There's your old spring. Then you're going to just come over here. You're going to get the new rinky dinky. And you're going to pop the new spring in the hole. Then you're going to uncompress it right there. Then you want to take your washer that was on top, and there's going to be a beat up side of the washer and a smoother side of the washer. The beat up side of the washer is going to go down towards the spring. Okay. Then you're going to want to take the new spacer that they give you, and you're going to want to put that on top of the spring right there. Then you're going to want to take your cap. You're going to want to take your socket 17 millimeter. You're going to want to push down on here, and you're going to want to thread it on. It's going to be a little hard. You just got to work it in there though. Okay. Get her pretty tight. Then once you have it back on the bike, you can get it fully tight. But there you are. Now you're stiffened up. You got your springs in there, you got your oil in there, and you're ready to fucking shred, boys. Next thing you're gonna want to do here is take your fork, slide it back up in these johnnies. Make sure you get it where it sits. Tighten your fork clamps back down once you get it seated where you want. Next thing you're going to want to do is grab your 17 mil again and make sure the cap on the fork itself is tightened down so they don't come blowing out at you. Then I like to just work backwards, so the next thing I'm going to do is just tighten up the brake line again. Put the brake back on here. 10 millimeter T-handle. Tighten her up nice and snug. Then we're going to want to grab the wheel, come back over here, slap her back in to the drum, line her back up. Remember to put your spacer back in there. If you forget that spacer, it's going to be a wild ride. Slide this sucker back in there. She's a little dirty. Wipe her off on my pants. Tighten your wheel back on, and you're ready to shred, ready to send. Got your springs in, new BBR springs. It's like a 5-minute, maybe 10-minute job, and then your front end is ready to go. Way stiffer and ready for some gnarly sends. Hope you liked that little tutorial here from the Land of Thrash Speed Shop. Peace. Right now I gotta keep a ton of vision. I need me a little baby who gon' listen.